Oh, got your AC off. Oh, sorry. I'll sweat it out. It's hot in this office. All right. I'm Coach Voss. I'm going to try to do this a lot faster. The first recording was 35 minutes, and that is way too long. So we'll fly through a little quicker. Reminder, if you have questions, if I missed something, please just email me or get in the remind group at the end of this and shoot those my way, and I'll get you as sorted out and help as I possibly can. Here, share. Oh, yeah, now we're cooking. Here we go. Maybe. Slow. Technology. Here we go. All right. Um, Again, I'm John Boss, the head coach. This is my 10th year in coaching, ninth in Fredonia, and sixth as this junior high head coach. Coach Bowden, most of you know Josh from elementary school. This is about his 17th year, I think. And Coach Millar, you might know him as Bill. This is his 22nd year or something, probably 50 years overall involved in football. Um, we're a really well balanced staff. We like to coach by committee. We all have different strengths and passions within the game, things that we do better. We also are very well rounded in that I feel like the three of us, we connect with everybody really well. And I'll come back to that, why that's important. First and foremost, it's first on this thing for a reason. Academic expectations, it says do your job, right? You're here to go to school to get an education, to take care of business, right? Um, there's no reason in 2024 to not finish school. And if you need help, ask. We have potential study hall in there. We one-on-one with kids for academics, or we know other teachers that will. So if academics become a problem, please just reach out. We don't like messing with that eligibility list at all. It's a pain in the butt. And there's just no reason to be on there. So make sure you're going to class, get there on time, do your work, turn it in on time. Don't be disruptive. Keys to success right there. You'll probably be 3-2 on a roll student if you can just do those things. It's really all you got to do. And if you need help, just ask, man. We'll help you out any way we can. The reason this is also important, we'll go into accountability later, but if we can't count on you every day to do your job, then we can't count on you in a game day. It carries over, right? So if you weren't eligible on that list Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon, you finally get off. We've already practiced a game plan and gotten ready for a game Thursday without you. So there's a good chance that the consequence that comes from that, and we'll go into consequences some more later, is that you're probably going to miss some playing time. You're probably not going to start. And that's okay. Just learn from it, grow from it, and get better. If there's any questions on that, if you need help, just please reach out. Expectations, the keys, these are all terms that we use the most. We go into a lot of different character traits and just different things along those lines. Attitude and effort at the top of the list. Those are two things that you can control in your life all the time. Can't control officiating, can't control the weather, can't control a whole lot of stuff. But those two things you can. And so bringing a good attitude, great effort every day, it's going to make a big difference. That's those are two things right there that'll get you on the field in a hurry. Is if you have those, you're probably going to make it. You're probably going to learn. You're probably going to be capable. You're probably going to be able to do a job and do it well if you bring those things all the time. Worst case, you don't get the job. You're a heck of a human and somebody I'd want on my team to work with. We talk a lot about being a teammate, a good teammate, more specifically. You're not going to be best friends or maybe even friends with 3/4 of the team, and that is okay. But when we show up to work and we put on that jersey, the helmet, it says Fredonia on it, we're on the same team. So if they're your best friend or not, it doesn't matter. We are on a team right now. The family term comes out and some of those ideas and concepts, but like we need each other. We have to go. It says on there one. Our breakdown is we are one. I don't see myself ever changing from that. Because if we're going to have success, find success, whether that means win or just giving it all we got, everybody's got to do their part. Everybody has to do their 1/11th. And we have to move as one and play as one. And that includes practice. When it's time to show up to work, it's time to show up to work. As far as being a competitor, we talk about winning the moment a lot. don't worry about the big picture of winning the game. Win the moment. Do the little things. Do your job. Do your 111 the highest level you can with everything you got every single time, over and over. Win the moment. Some kids messing with you, trying to get you mad. Win the moment. Don't let them win. Don't let them beat you there. Okay. If you have an opportunity to be tough and win that moment. You're probably never going to regret being a competitor and gritting some stuff out and learning how to do that. That includes practice. It doesn't matter if your partner in a drill is your best friend. Your job at that moment to win the moment is to beat them. That's what you're supposed to do. That's competing. It's okay. And all that stuff, when you walk in the lines for practice or a game, it goes out the window. We always talk about you don't have friends on the other team. Not today. We're going out to play. We're going out to win. We're going out to compete. And your competitive mentality should be dominance. You want to go out there and you want to whoop them. That's what you want. That's how you do things. It doesn't mean you don't care about them. Doesn't mean you don't help them up. Doesn't mean anything like that. You have a job in that moment and you need to go and compete and do that job at the highest level you possibly can. And that's okay to do. It's sports. Accountability. We talked a little bit about grades and how that kind of works with the consequences. We are not a team that cusses. There are a lot of phrases and other words we don't say. We don't use the word fair or can't. It costs you. So the basic consequence for stuff like that, a lot of times we'll go with like 5 push-ups per letter of that word or phrase that you shouldn't have said. So obviously 4-letter word, 20 push-ups, kind of as just a reminder. That's not what we do. Obviously certain topics of conversation, if we've asked you to not do that, that's not for football practice. Sometimes we'll have to tie a consequence to that. Being late to practice, doing those things, missing practice there's no reason to miss, especially unexcused. If it's medical, family things, it is what it is. We all have those things that come up. There's opportunities in your life. Sometimes just communicate. That's the biggest one with accountability. You be accountable also and just communicate with us. Let us know what's going on. Just talk to us, work with us, and we'll figure it out. Along those lines, a good example, I know there's been a couple times over the years where, randomly a kid, my hair's cut scheduled. You can have a consequence for that. Okay, understand that. Well, it's family pictures this weekend. I understand, but you also have a commitment to this. You're committed to this also. School comes first. You made a commitment to these people, this team, and you need to be where you're supposed to be. You can get a haircut, but understand you're probably going to have to make something up. So communicate those things. We can maybe help you schedule kind of what day might be the best to do that. Things like that. Just communicate with us. And we'll get to how to do that in just a minute. Last 2 things, we have toughness, both physical and mental toughness. So we're going to coach a lot on that. Being, uncomfortable, hurt, and injured aren't the same things. You're going to be uncomfortable a lot. That's the goal of football or wrestling or any of those physical sports. You want that other person to not be comfortable so that you win. You beat them in your job. You win the moment, right? So we're going to learn a lot about how to do that. Along the same line with mental toughness. You're going to get your butt kicked every once in a while. Are you going to get back up or you're going to roll over and quit? And we'll learn a lot about how those things work and hopefully how to do those things so that you can find success to practice those things so that in life you can apply all of these skills and just be better off in any other sport or just school, job, whatever it may be. And lastly, eat. I'm working on this thing still. I'm kind of tinkering with stealing from another couple coaches, college level. They talk a lot about their effort, attitude, and toughness. And if you have those 3 things, then you're going to eat, right? And in kids' terms, that's a good thing. You want to eat, right? That means you're doing well, doing a good job, you're getting it done. Okay, so bringing all those things together, specifically attitude, effort, and toughness, we'll find success. We may not win every game. We'll find some success and you'll get better and you'll grow and you'll be better for it. Dress expectations, equipment, we check everything out but cleats. We have used cleats. If you want to do that, just keep in mind they may be 2 or 3 times used, so they're not always comfortable anymore. That's the one piece of equipment I would recommend you definitely buy if you can. just because it's just more comfortable to have your own cleats. If you don't want them at the end of the year because you know you're going to grow, donate them in, and then we'll have more used cleats for the next line of kids that might need them. Sleeves and bands. I've been anti-sleeves my whole career in coaching, not as a player, but I understood finally one time as a player why. If you don't practice in those things, the ball doesn't feel right. Okay, so if you're trying to carry a football and you've never carried one with a sleeve on before, or gloves, there's another one, or sweatbands, it's not going to feel right. You can't show up on game day and wear that stuff. So if you're going to wear those things, um, you need to practice in them at least the week of the game. If we know it's going to be 40 degrees that Thursday and you want to practice all week in your sleeve, go for it. I still don't love it for ball carriers, but I understand we get cold and it's not comfortable. I get all that stuff. Just communicate with me what your plan is on those things so we can work it out. I prefer black or white everything. So sleeves, bands, it's going to be black or white. That's what you need. That's we're black and gold. If you can find gold, great. But black and white's usually the easiest thing to find. Cleats, again, I prefer black or white. I know some companies make some really good black and gold stuff now that would be fine. New Balance just came out with some. That'd be great. Undershirt and socks. So this is specific to game day. You will wear black or white. Some people in the past, including my own mom, have donated bags of Hanes black socks or white tees or whatever, so that if we had a kid that messed up that day and forgot, we had a pair. But that's what you'll go in. On game days, practice, just wear an undershirt and socks, whatever color, black or white game days. It matters. Okay, there's nothing more uncomfortable. There are, but we go to Eureka to play and you got kids with red sleeves and blue sleeves hanging out and red socks. It just doesn't look the best. And we're trying to look good, look at as uniform as possible. And that's just part of it. That's what you wear, black or white. Game day, we wear jeans or khaki pants. You will tuck your jersey in. We do wear our jerseys on game days at school. And you will represent that jersey the correct way, appropriate way. You will be the best student in the building. Not that you already weren't, but you will be on your best that day, and you will look the part on game days. Jeans or khaki pants. You'll also wear your black or white undershirt, or bring your extra one if you needed to change at the end of the day before the game. That's fine, but those are the things that you're going to need on game day. If there's an issue with wearing jerseys on game days, which has happened in the past, it's been a long time, where we prove we can't handle wearing those and representing those, then we will dress up. And you'll wear a tie, pantsuit, whatever, dress. Shout out Mackenzie. She's gonna hate that. But yeah, that we don't want to go down that road. We want to wear jerseys. We want to wear pants. We want to look good and feel good. Our own expectations, so of ourselves specifically, our mission is to, like I said, we're trying to help grow and create productive, functioning members of society. Okay, we want them to grow in the game. We want them to learn to love the game. We want them to grow as athletes and people and all of it. Okay, that's our mission. It's not winning, and we'll get into that in a second. But those are what we're after. We're all great facilitators of relationships, and the expectation says love tough, which is backwards for a lot of you probably. You can't really be tough on them until you have that relationship. It just doesn't work as well. So the love part comes first. Getting to know them understanding that they matter more than football and playing whatever position, or that they mean more than their grades. They mean more than any performance. They mean more than all that. Just want to talk to you, want to know you. And then I have that opportunity to come back and correct you and help you grow in those ways and have that toughness about us that we want to have. And we can go more into that if we need to, for sure. And then I have winning matters. Okay, we're going to coach to win. We're going to play to win. We're going to do all those things. It's different than rec. Not everybody's guaranteed to play a certain amount of time. We would love for 30 kids to show up that are all ready to play at the same level. They're all great. They're all everything. They can do their job. They can do everything. Competing for jobs in every spot. That's not usually the reality of the situation. We're going to play to win, but It's not all that matters. We're still more worried about the kids growing, being confident. Okay. On that note of that, example, like we're not going to put kids out there in a position where they could get hurt or get someone else hurt, and knowing that they weren't ready to play. So, um, for example, if a kid just they don't know anything about what they're supposed to be doing, or if they're scared, which happens, okay, it's all right. If they're worried about it, we're not going to ask them to do something that they're just not ready to do. That's not fair to them. It's more than likely going to turn them off from the game and potentially sports, and we don't want that. So that's a big deal there. Um, Winning does matter. We're going to play to win. And that's how you play the game of life, right? Um, but we're still going to love those kids, try to get them in. We're going to do everything we can to get everybody out there as frequently as they're ready to go. But we're still going to play them. And I hope that that's something that isn't that we're on the same page on, that we all understand. It evolves as you go up and you grow and you get up to RC athletics and stuff. That's what you're there to do, and that's what we're there to do. It's just not the most important thing we're there to do as coaches. Oops. Schedule. We'll have checkout Saturday morning, August 17th. Take a picture, screenshot, write it down, whatever you need to do on this slide. 8th grade, 8 a.m., 7th grade, 9 a.m. We'll get helmet, shoulder pads, get them to the locker room, and then we're set, ready for the first few practices. Monday, August 19th. Right now, so I'll cover this weather thing right now. Right now, tentatively, we're scheduled for normal after school time. So Coach Millar usually gets there a little before me and Bowden because we have to finish our school day, and then we get going from there. As some of you've already experienced from last year, weather is different. Football, fall sports is just different than it used to be when we were in school, and it's for the better. There's a lot of kids that are not prepared to go and be that hot after the summer that they take. They're just not, and we don't want anyone to get sick or worse ever. And so it's the right decision for kids. Mr. Chard will make those adjustments made known. If I were a parent right now, and this is the truth, I would anticipate on practices while summer's still going here, going closer, probably starting at 6. If we can start at that time, we will. We want to get everything done, especially when school started, so you're not having to run around and do all that and worry about where your kid is after school. But we have to deal with the weather first. So if I were you, if we get to go this time, it's fantastic. But be prepared to go to that later time, probably 6 to 7:30, 6 to 8, somewhere right in there. And we'll get all that shared out as we need to. Just be aware, please, that there's something we'll deal with. And Saturday, August 24th, we'd like them there by 7:30, and we'll get to practice. That should be one of our first or second live kind of days where we get to do some tackling and do some different things. We've had good experiences with our Saturday morning practice, so that's kind of why we just went ahead and penciled that in. Whether we got game days, there is a shortage of officials in the state of Kansas and across the nation. There is potential games could get shifted because of. Right now, that's not looking like it's going to be a problem for us. Just so you're aware that is something that could happen, and we will always fight to have those games. I'm not one that's cool with just not playing. I would rather put it whatever day you can, put it on the moon. If that's where we got to go, let's play. So just know we'll always fight to get all those done, but it doesn't look like it'll be an issue right now. Here's a reminder app. You do need to screenshot or take a picture or write this stuff down. Okay, and I'll talk through these things on the left as you do what you need to do there. Remind has an app. It's that little blue R, the icon it looks like. If you download it, you can follow these directions if you want. A lot of people just follow this B part down here and text that message. Fredonia 24. Well, you got to put the app. Don't forget that app Fredonia 24 to 81010. And it puts you in. I verify that you are in the group, and then you'll get any announcements that we make through the app. It's very important as a team. All athletes and parents do this because it just keeps you in the loop. Okay, it makes life easier, just that much easier for everybody to be on the same page. That being said, we are old school. coaches in a lot of ways with information. We will send those things out, but we also tell them everything they need to know. So at any time, if you've asked your kid, it's Wednesday night and you're asking them what tomorrow looks like, they should be able to tell you everything about tomorrow, clear up until when it's time to go out and warm up for that Thursday game. So don't be afraid to ask them those questions. We'll share as much as we can all the time, so that they're responsible too for that information. Nutrition, hydration, and sleep, in my opinion, are three of the things we do the worst typically. Not team specific, just our kids don't do a great job of. Your kid probably cannot humanly overeat right now. They need to eat a lot. They need to eat extra. Make sure they're getting extra sandwiches or cereal or whatever protein you get them, but also just food. Calories right now matter a lot. They're going to burn through a ton of them through the whole school year, but they're going to burn through it. They don't need to worry about their weight. Most of them need to get a little bigger, for minimalists, so they can eat. As somebody who gained 27 pounds freshman year of college because I finally started eating like the other athletes that were at ICC, you can do it. Eat. It's okay. If you don't like school food, plan for that. Bring food. Hydration, same thing. I have kids that they have a headache. Did you drink anything today? No. I had a bottle of water. One. Did you eat anything today? No, I didn't have time. Okay, so you're not going to be able to practice because you chose not to eat or drink anything. Those are super easy things to fix. A bottle of water isn't enough. Even one of these 1 liters, you need to be getting 3 liters. You need to be going through that. Your body's just not going to go, and it's not going to go very well if you don't take care of those things. Sleep should speak for itself. Make sure that we're going to bed. Put your phone away. Get it gone. Go to bed. You cannot recover if you're not sleeping. That's when your brain recovers, when your body recovers. Go to bed. That's a message for myself too, so don't worry. Lastly, I have only recruit. If you know kids that are on the fence, make sure that they come out anyways, show up, even if they just come to practice to watch and see if maybe they really think it could be for them. Push for them. We want, as many people that want to be there as possible. If they don't want to be there, fine. Recruit anybody you think might. If there's any parents that are interested in potentially videoing a game or a few, we would love that. That would help us out a lot to have that film on Friday to go back and look at. Statistician, not every stat, but if people wanted to send in big plays or scoring plays or whatever that looks like, if you want to share that information, please do. We don't have anyone doing those things otherwise. I don't have one of those magic brains that can remember all that stuff, keep track of it. It's not how my mind works. If anyone is interested in like the team mom kind of sponsoring snacks, drinks kind of thing, great. If you want to get it and remind, I'll try to get everybody kind of in contact with one another on who is, who isn't. That's dads too. I just put moms, Anyways, if you want to do that, go for it. Great. As a kid who didn't ever pack food, I did fine without it. They're okay if they don't have it, but it is nice to have if that's something you'd like to do. If not, great. If you can't help, it's okay. Money's, we all know right now, it's hard. So if you want to, that's awesome. And then homecoming, if somebody, wants to drive a float or whatever, great. Make that known. We'll figure it out. Yeah, if that's something you're interested in, go for it. And I do believe that is my last slide. I think I got through everything on here the best I can. Hopefully this one is much shorter than the previous attempt. I look forward to meeting everybody and hopefully we get an opportunity, maybe that Saturday morning practice, to just say hi, shake hands, ask any questions. If anything's ever bothering you about anything that's happened or whatever, don't be afraid to reach out. A lot of times it's no big deal, and it doesn't bother any of us to have those conversations. And we just want to make sure we're on the same page. We all have the same goal ultimately, I think, and that's seeing these kids succeed and them growing into the humans that they are supposed to be. So with that, I will end this recording, and hopefully it's much shorter than 35 minutes. See you guys soon.